Many men believe that with age comes wisdom, composure, and an inherent appeal that will surely make a younger woman stay. But the reality often differs. What's rarely said to older men pursuing younger women is that it's not primarily your wealth, charm, experience, or calm demeanor that's first noticed. Instead, it can be a perceived desperation, subtly masked as interest, a craving for validation, a quiet hope that she'll rekindle your youth. And ironically, that's precisely when a dynamic can shift, and she might begin to control the narrative the moment an older man deviates from his true self, chasing her youthful energy instead of preserving his own established presence. He risks losing everything. This discussion transcends mere age. It delves into dignity, personal power, and a common error men make that's hard to reverse. If you're an older man, even just a few years her senior, navigating a relationship with a younger woman, paying attention to this could be transformative. Understanding this one crucial point can fundamentally alter how she perceives you, and how you see yourself. Let's explore. Reason 1. Losing your authenticity. The instant you start mirroring her youthful behaviors, you signal an underlying discomfort with your own age. Consider this common scenario: a CEO, let's call him David, encounters a vibrant young woman. In mere moments, he seemingly regresses. His voice might shift, his posture change. He begins using slang he's unfamiliar with, perhaps mentioning trendy apps or music he doesn't genuinely enjoy. He might even laugh excessively at unfunny remarks. In under a minute, a distinguished professional can transform into a seemingly desperate individual. Her disengagement isn't because of his age, it's because of his perceived inauthenticity. Reflect on what initially drew her to him. Was it his youth? Unlikely, as she's surrounded by young men. Was it his energy? She likely possesses more. Was it his grasp of contemporary culture? She lives within it. What truly attracted her was his presence, his self-assurance, his gravitas, the way he carried himself like a man secure in his own skin, with nothing to prove. It was his authoritative voice, born of experience, and his confident stride through life. Yet, upon seeing her, he seemed to discard it all. As Marcus Aurelius observed, how much trouble he avoids who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does. An older man who begins to compete with younger men overlooks his inherent value. He's measuring himself against an irrelevant standard. You are no longer 25, cease trying to be. Your silver hair isn't a flaw, it's a testament to your journey. Your facial lines aren't signs of decline, they reflect laughter, wisdom, and life lived. Your accumulated experience isn't a burden, it's your most significant asset. Reason 2. Objectifying her as a status symbol. When you begin to display her like a trophy, you effectively deny her individuality. This is another way some older men inadvertently undermine attraction. They transform the relationship into a public display of self-validation. They're quick to share photos, introduce her to everyone, and discuss her as an accomplishment rather than a distinct person. The unspoken message: look what I can still attract at my age. However, this reveals something critical: you value her not for who she is, but for what she symbolizes. You may not truly love her, you might be in love with what being with her suggests about you. This dynamic is damaging for 2 key reasons. First, it exposes your own insecurity about your worth. A man who needs a younger woman to validate his desirability often doesn't recognize his own intrinsic value. And nothing erodes attraction faster than insecurity masquerading as confidence. Second, it reduces her to an object. She's not your personal fountain of youth, your ego boost, or proof that you're still got it. She is an individual with her own aspirations, goals, anxieties, and strengths. She isn't merely an accessory to your narrative, she is the protagonist of her own. The moment you start treating her as if her purpose is to make you feel better about yourself, you forfeit her respect. And without respect, genuine affection cannot flourish. Seneca wisely noted, every change of fortune is either a test of character or a gift of wisdom. How you treat her illuminates your character. Are you a man who sees others as complete individuals, or as instruments for your own gratification? Young women are often perceptive, they can discern the difference between genuine desire and a need for ego validation. When you parade her around like a prize, you're broadcasting to the world, and to her, your own insecurity. You're implying that your self-worth is dependent on her presence in your life. Pause for a moment. Recall a time you met someone truly impressive. Were you more drawn to them because they sought your validation, or because they seemed self-sufficient? The same principle applies here. Your independence is a cornerstone of your attractiveness. Reason 3. Attempting to relive your youth through her. A man who uses a younger woman as a time machine risks losing both her and himself. This is a third critical error that can dismantle everything, using her as your personal fountain of youth. You might start frequenting places you haven't visited in decades, staying out until dawn when your usual bedtime was much earlier. You might try to drink like a 25-year-old, only to feel the repercussions of a 50-year-old. You might believe you're being youthful and engaging, proving you can keep pace with her lifestyle. But what you're actually doing is abandoning the very qualities that made you appealing initially. She isn't drawn to you because you can party like a young man. She's attracted to the fact that you've moved beyond the need to prove yourself through constant revelry. She's not interested in you because you possess the energy of a 25-year-old. She's interested in the wisdom of someone who has genuinely lived. When you attempt to match her energy, you're competing in a game you cannot win. You lack the recovery time, the metabolism, and the priorities of a 25-year-old. And these distinctions are precisely why she's attracted to you. Epictetus advised, don't demand that things happen as you wish. Wish that they happen as they do happen, and you will go on well. Your reality is that you are older. Your reality includes different energy levels, different priorities, and different responsibilities. Stop resisting that reality. Start leveraging it as an advantage. She doesn't need another 25-year-old man. She has limitless access to them. She desires a man who has transcended the phase of needing to prove himself through late nights, excessive drinking, and juvenile behaviors. She seeks stability, security, and someone who has established his identity and doesn't constantly need to validate it. She wants a man comfortable in his own skin, at his own pace, with his own priorities. When you abandon all of this to try and keep up with her lifestyle, you're discarding your unique advantage. You're giving up what makes you distinct to compete in an arena where you'll consistently be at a disadvantage. But there's a deeper issue. You're also losing yourself. You're becoming someone you don't recognize to impress someone who was already impressed by who you authentically were. The most poignant part is that she'll lose respect for you not because you can't keep up, but because you're trying to. She'll be disappointed not by your age, but by your pretense of youth. Embrace your true self. Here's an alternative approach. Be forthright about your limitations. If she wants to stay out late, sometimes decline. If she suggests loud clubs, propose quieter, more intimate alternatives. If she wants to drink all night, have a few drinks and know when to stop. Don't discard your lifestyle to accommodate hers. Instead, integrate her into your world. Don't vanish into hers. Show her what a mature, well-established lifestyle entails. Let her experience what it's like to be with a man who knows what he desires and isn't afraid to assert it. Your age is not your adversary. Your experience is not a burden. Your maturity is not a limitation. These are your superpowers. Your gray hair isn't a sign of decline, it's a testament to a life lived. Your experience isn't a burden, it's your greatest strength. Your maturity isn't a limitation, it's your competitive edge. The right young woman won't wish for you to be someone else. She'll want you to be precisely who you are, a man refined by life, emerging stronger, wiser, more confident, and more secure. Own your age. Embrace your experience. Value your wisdom. Be proud of your journey. And if she isn't attracted to that man, then she's simply not the right woman for you. Because the right woman won't demand that you change. She'll want you to become even more of the man you already are. The man who is ashamed of his life's path has forgotten how far he's come. Stop the shame. Start cultivating pride. Your age isn't a weakness, it is your strength. Utilize it.